Hey up, good morning guys, great to see you. You've caught me sneaking a little bit of breakfast this morning, so let me wrap things up here and I'll be right with you. Good afternoon ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel once again. Thank you very much for joining me for today's video, hope you're all well. So in today's video guys, we are going to take a look at a new potential ultralight EDC folding pull saw for the application of bushcraft. Now if we cast our minds back to maybe 4 or 5 years ago when Mr. Ray Mays was a very popular bushcraft personality on TV, every bushcrafter of that time shared pretty much the same tasting kit. For instance, the Carrymore Sabre 45 Rook, the Gramforce Brook Small Forest Axe and the Bahco Blacklander folding saw were all made very popular by Ray. Now if we take the Bahco Blacklander saw as an example, at around the same time there wasn't much variety in the form of lightweight folding saws for bushcraft. And as Ray Mays used the Laplander on a regular basis, it was the saw to have in your kit. Since then, and thanks to the many advancements in technological engineering, we now have saws such as the Silkies and the Ichiban Samurai sword. But isn't it nice that once in a while you could possibly come across an item of gear that hasn't really been considered for the application of bushcraft? Well ladies and gents, let me introduce you to Glority, a compact, lightweight, portable EDC folding bushcraft crosscut pull saw from Amazon. Bloody hell, it's a mouthful. That's what she said. Now there's always 5 key factors I consider personally before adding any item of gear to my kit. Price isn't on the list today as I believe that is subject to the individual, but it is worth noting that this saw retails at the moment on Amazon for £15.99. Dollars, what's that? Just a little under $25, so that is no money even just to buy this saw to try it out. But portability, packability and weight are all things that should be considered before adding any item of gear to your kit. Multi-use. Now I'm a great believer that each individual piece of your gear should have more than one use, but we'll get back to that in a bit. Performance. Now this type of saw is typically more at home in a wood workshop where it would be used to make small precise cuts, maybe for tenon or mortises on specifically prepared timbers. But can this little saw reprise its role and adapt to a bushcraft woodland environment? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. Stay tuned. So if we take a closer look at the saw now boys and girls, you can see it is actually in the style of a Balisong or butterfly knife. We have some nice wooden scales added to the front there, held on with Allen bolts. I'm not sure what the wood is, probably nothing special, but it's there and it is in keeping with the bushcraft scene. We have a look on the sides there, you can see some nice detailing along the ridges. And the one thing I do like about this saw is the handles are actually held together with a safety catch, which just flicks out the way. To open the saw blade, it's a simple action, and then we can reclose that safety catch, ensuring them handles don't come apart. And that is your saw. Now this little saw features a 140mm cutting blade, which is covered in a black protective coating, and that gives it a nice tactical look. The blade is double-sided, which again is unique for a bushcraft saw, and on one side we have a 13 TPI, and on the other side we have a 14 TPI. Now this might give you options when it comes to cutting green and dry wood. Now with that blade being 140mm guys, you can probably reasonably be expecting to cut anything up to 3.5 inch with that, I'd say. So as you can see, I've got the phone out here, and what I want to do is a quick test just to see if either side of this cutting blade does give any sort of discernible difference when it comes to cutting green and hard wood. So I think we have, this is a downed ash. What I'm going to do is start the stopwatch, go through with either side and see what sort of times we get. So we'll start with a 13 TPI side first. That's 9 seconds, I'd say. Now we'll go with the 14. Much faster on the 14 TPI side. So much quicker cutting performance on the 14 TPI side there guys, and these teeth are more familiar to what you'd find on like a Silky or something like that. The 13 TPI side tended to get stuck in the wood, so we're going to try that on some green now. Right, ladies and gents, so we found ourselves a piece of green ash which has recently gone down. I've cut the edge off just so the blade doesn't stick inside. This has got a diameter of around 2.5 inch. So we're going to go with the 13 TPI first, the one that got stuck in the wood, and we're going to start the timer. So that's a time of 26 seconds with the 13 TPI blade. And that is a time of 21 seconds with the 14 TPI blade. So what did we learn from that little performance test there? Well, it's clear to say the 14 TPI cutting side is the clear winner. The other side will do its job, albeit slower. I did try it also on the end of the cut piece, if that makes sense, so cutting down on the flat side to see if it gained any ground, but again the 14 TPI was a clear winner. I will put all specs for the saw up on the screen. I can tell you the blade is constructed from SK5 high carbon steel. I did a bit of research, I'm not up on all my steels. I can tell you is the equivalent or as near to as 1085 carbon steel. The cutting teeth have a three-sided grind for improved cutting performance, but how long that sharpness will last is anyone's guess. As I said before, this saw is more akin to a wood workshop where you are cutting specifically prepared timbers. In the outdoor environment, we're cutting wood from trees, and in the bark you have abrasive particles, and that could blunten them teeth faster. The blade has been quenched and hardened, but they don't go into much detail, so I can't give you any more information. So my initial thoughts on the Glority folding bushcraft pull saw. To be honest, there's quite a lot of positives to take away from today's little review and demonstration. For one, it looks the part. It does look quite bushcrafty and stealthy. It's tiny. It will fit directly in your pocket. No trouble at all. It will suit a beginner bushcrafter or a child, under supervision of course. The locking catch on the back is a big bonus in my opinion. When the saw is folded up, as you know, if you do own a silky, over time the blade does become slack and loose, and sometimes you can put your hand in the bag and you can feel them razor sharp teeth. It's never caught me out to date, but the possibility is there. With this, them folding handles cover both sides of that blade, and with that catch you are never going to be susceptible to cutting your fingers on that blade. Price, now that is a massive bonus. This again is currently retailing for £16 on Amazon in the UK at the minute. US probably looking at just under $25, so again not a bad price at all. This would make a great present or gift to maybe someone who's shown an interest in bushcraft but doesn't want to shell out the price of a silky or even the Bark or Laplander, which is still 25 quid. Now earlier in the video I did mention that each individual piece of your gear should have at least two uses, and if we take the saw for example, that is true. If you do manage to dull the blade within the first year, then you have got yourself a handy dandy burger flipper. How cool is that? And that wouldn't look out of place in your bushcraft kitchen. Now I did mention in a community post that I was going to give the saw away after the video, so how we're going to do that is, my missus has got eagle eyes, and after watching one of my videos, she noticed a number 20 clearly marked in the bushes behind me in one of the scenes in a particular video. I'm going to put that video up here, and if it isn't there I will put it down in the description of the video, the link to the video. All you have to do is go and watch that video and find that 20 in the bushes, and the first one to put the timestamp down in the comment section gets the saw. Simple as that. And that, ladies and gents, puts an end to today's video. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's content. I've no idea what we'll be doing next week. I'll leave that as a surprise. Do leave your comments and questions down in the comment section and I will get right back to you. But until then guys, you stay safe and as always, stay crafty. See you again. Bye bye.